What are your top handful of critiques, say, of the Chinese tech ecosystem or CCP after going on a tour there? What would you say they're not doing well, or things that complicate their ability to compete?
The first one that I think been well publicized is when an entrepreneur has risen to a level of success and then uses that as a platform, the government seems uninterested in that. So
Exhibit
the
A,
Jack Ma. Yeah, exactly. And there's a saying that I think I heard while I was over there, don't be the tallest tree.
Don't be the tallest tree. The nail that sticks out gets hammered down in Japan. They have a totally different system, obviously.
The other entrepreneur outside of Lei Jun is the ByteDance CEO.
Mm-hmm.
And ByteDance probably got the leading position for the consumer AI, like OpenAI, but over there right now, in addition to just incredible revenue growth. This is the company that owned TikTok and whatnot. But they're not going public, and you don't see him at all, which may get to this tallest tree thing.
Yeah. I mean, celebrities also disappear over there.
No doubt.
Very mysteriously.
Yes. And business people.
Yeah.
So, yes, that does happen.
I will say, and for people who are wondering, right, because there are a lot of, how should we put this? I mean, there are people who are very angry, very hawkish. Some people are very, very supportive, and then their agendas or alliances get questioned. I, like you, am just interested in understanding what is happening to the extent that I can, right? What is the actual truth on the ground? What are the details? And frankly, I mean, the innovation over there is remarkable, and what they've done in terms of establishing access to rare metals and everything they need to manufacture is remarkable. You go to South America or Africa, and it is Chinese everywhere on infrastructure projects. I mean, they've been very, very smart about it. So I'm deeply interested in all of it. And please hold your thought, because I want to hear everything you have to say. What I would say is a piece of the three-dimensional chess that I've been impressed with is how well the Chinese government is able to, well, I mean, of course they're able to integrate with the private sector so that they're able to use, in a sense, products to widen their scope of access, potentially, like DJI, for instance, great example. People have a lot of questions around these cars. As spectacular as they might be, are they an extension of surveillance, right? These are open questions that I think are worth asking. But you were about to say something, so I'll let you hop in.
No. I think, let me make one point and then let's come to that. So there's two other things I wanted to mention. Obviously, infrastructure. So they are building new nuclear fission plants. So fission being old school, not new school, at 1/4 the price that we do it here in the U.S. So is South Korea, by the way.
Yeah, and the numbers are incredible.
But when we sit here and say, oh, we want to reshore manufacturing, and they can build things at 1/4 the price we can, if you don't solve that, you're going to reshore something, and we're going to not be price competitive globally. Mm-hmm. And then because you won't import what they have, and you're going to make our citizens buy from this new factory where we're making things way more expensive, it doesn't work. Like
the math doesn't math.
It doesn't work. And by the way, I'm not sure it brings jobs. The Xiaomi factory was a third, based on some numbers I was able to acquire, a third the number of employees per car output. Mm-hmm. And I got to believe in 10 years, it'll be a sixth. And so you could calculate the total number of jobs you'd be bringing back if you brought back all this car production, and it'd be hundreds of thousands. It's not millions and millions of jobs. So anyway, that infrastructure thing's for real. And I think Dan Wong does a good job of saying that America is run by lawyers.
And this is the author of Breakneck.
Our country is run by lawyers, and theirs is run by engineers. And so when you try and build something here, the lawyers just get in the way and try and block it, which certainly when you hear Elon talks about why the Gigafactory is here in Austin and not in California, it all relates to those things. So anyway, that's infrastructure. There's another thing that's, I think, quite interesting, which is the government may not care about whether or not their companies have really big market caps. Mm-hmm. And when I first realized this, you saw what happened when they took down Alibaba when they went after Jack Ma, and Ant Financial could have been this big thing, and it got, haircut. And you question, well, do they care? And if you are pushing your companies to be low-cost providers, maybe that's at odds with them being hyper profitable and really big. And then you can turn around and ask the question. Hearing that caused me to ask the question, does America really benefit by the fact that the Mag 7 have $3 trillion market caps? I know the employees of those companies do, but is that a sign of our competitive capitalistic society not being truly competitive?
On a global scale.
And even within, like, there's a notion you learn about in economics classes called pure competition. And in pure competition, no one has an intellectual property advantage. Marginal profits are whittled down just to the cost of capital, and the consumer benefits because there's no excessive profit capture. If we have all these companies that are able to kind of have excessive profits, is that a form of market failure? And does the fact that they exist help America in any way? At first, of course, I'm a venture capitalist. I want to think, yes, of course. But then as I think about it, I don't know that our government or our society or our people are better off because these 6 companies have $3 trillion market caps.
Yeah.
It's not that many people that the percentage of the country that's employed by those companies is small on an overall basis. And so anyway, I think they have a different perspective on whether big market caps matter. And I think that is somewhat intriguing.
What do you think about the innovation in China leading in some cases to the development of superior technology at a lower cost that is plausibly an extension of the intelligence gathering apparatus of the government? Is that a real thing?
I'm not in a good place to know.
I would have to imagine. It seems like they would have to be stupid not to use that, given their ability to penetrate.
I think it's certainly well known that they do surveillance of their own people.
Yeah,
and I know that would be particularly upsetting to people like Greg Lukianoff, that runs FIRE and is very interested in free speech. The flip side is there's very little street crime.
Yep.
You walk around, you don't worry about that when you're there.
Yeah, it's true also in Japan, though, right?
It doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just, It is what it is. And I don't know that we have this ability to kind of tell them how they have to do it. Now, to the extent that the Huawei stuff where their products are being shipped out and then those are used to gather intelligence out of their country and the rest of the world, of course, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But I think the way to deal with it, I'm not a politician, but I think the way to deal with it, I'm more of a believer of the engage, talk about what you don't like and what you do like, and try and negotiate that problem away, like we're trying to do with the fentanyl precursors.